Right lad, a week on, back with Daisy. Been tough, she's still very headstrong, but she's coming on now, slowly. I'm quite happy anyway, so I'll show you what I have her at this stage. Sit, sit, stay. Oh, sorry lads, so to stay. It's all one command. Sit means everything. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Just move around her a little bit. Get her used to when I do start to move back from her. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. 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 Good girl. Sit. Good girl. And again, loads of praise. Good girl. Just reinforce what you want her to do. Sit. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Down. That jumping up is terrible. Down. Down. Get her out of it. Good girl. Good girl. Ah. Sit. 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 Good girl. 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 Daisy. Daisy. Good girl. Good girl. She knows what it's about now. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. 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 Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. She's trying to anticipate what I'm going to do with it now, so I'll just bring her a little bit further now. My daffs are going to come up soon. Sit. 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 This is very good now. She was tough this week, but she's improving very well. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Plenty of praise. Plenty of praise. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. stop that jumping up. Gotta stop that jumping up, Daisy. She knows. She knows. She knows. Sit. This is very good now. This is very good. I'm just moving back slightly. Sit. 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 Now she's been stubborn. Sit. 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 Just reinforce the sit. 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 Oh, she said it. Sit. 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 I want you steady, look. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Every dog likes you to praise them. They don't like you giving out to them, so they'll soon. Penny will drop eventually. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Come on. Sit. Sit. It may take a second to drop her, but eventually she does get the message and does it for me okay. You know, this was a dog wouldn't sit still 2 weeks ago. Last week you seen to virtually hold her down. This week she's willing to sit there on her own. Not every time, but that's what training does. Keep at it. I give her 5-10 minutes a day. I try and do twice a day if I can. Some days I don't, but I try not to miss a day. I definitely don't miss 2 days because she begins to forget what you're teaching her then and go back to how she was maybe a week earlier. So it's easy on yourself. Sit. It's easy. Sit. Sit. It's easy on yourself. Sit. Sit. It's easier on yourself if you keep it up. Really. Sit. 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 I'm just increasing my time to make her sit for maybe 10 seconds to 15-20 seconds. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. 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 Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Don't let her get away with it. Never let them get away with it. If they get away with it once, they'll feel they'll always get away with it. So stick at it. Stick. Good girl. Sit down. Good girl. Good girl. And a good girl. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. I'm sure this is boring to watch, but some lads might get a bit of help from it. Sit. 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 Oh, come on. Sit. Come on. Come on. Sit. 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 She's getting bored with this now, lad. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Sit. 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 Good girl. Sit. 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 Good girl. She loves praise, you see, but she's looking for a bit too much. Sit. 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 I think that'll do me now, lads, for today. I'm quite happy with that. Do any more, she gets frustrated. She knows what it's about now. Sit. Good girl, good girl, good girl. And loads of praise. Keep that praise up. Good girl. Come on.